Okay. Hey, how are you? Good morning. Um, welcome to welcome to the channel known as Stock Markets with Bruce. I'm your host. They call me Uncle Bruce. Um, been doing this live little show here since January 21. Every day the markets are open, I try to get on the air with you an hour before the opening and the first hour after the opening, and welcome your questions about what's going on out there and see if I can help you in any way. We like to follow, the events and the activities that could give us direction as to where the market is headed and why. And I like to attempt to help people not make mistakes. I'm really work on that to help you not make fatal errors in your investing strategies and keep you on your roadway to success. Try to keep you on your highway where you belong. Many folks here have found that in the last 3 years, the area where they can make money in this market is to allow the gamblers to gamble like crazy gamblers they are, and for my viewers to assume the position of a casino. Rather than be the gambler in front of the slot machine, you own the slot machine, no matter what size your account. This blows people away. It just blows people away. It also prevents a lot of people from joining this channel because a lot of people out there cannot get over the fact that it is actually possible to trade your portfolio, your capital, the same way that the banks trade theirs and big hedge funds trade theirs. The kind of outfits, these so-called mysterious black pools of money, they move billions and trillions around, and I help you move hundreds and thousands around. These folks have so much money, they're flying in private jets to their private villas all over the place. You guys go to Starbucks and head to McDonald's and sometimes go to an Outback Steakhouse for a nice little meal. We're the middle class, and this channel's objective is to build and lift you folks up higher inside that middle class neighborhood. And that's a big swath of people. I mean, think about it this way: of all the people out there that are getting by, there are probably 1/3 or less are poor and are below middle class. I would say 45%, or almost half, are some form of middle class, and then there's the last 10 to 20% centile of wealth, the upper end. And I'm trying to get you as high up in that middle class as possible. If I can get you to the upper level of middle class life, the next step, you're that close to it. And if you're young enough and you're around long enough, you're probably going to get there. But if you're like me at 68, if I can help you lift your earnings and your lifestyle to an upper middle class lifestyle with the knowledge you have, the experience in life you've got, it will make a huge difference. And those of you who are 50 and older understand what I'm talking about. Those of you who are 30 years of age, 35, 40, you're looking at me going, buddy, help me out. I'm just trying to get rid of want to get rid of my boss. I can't stand my supervisor. I don't like these Zoom meetings, and they want me to work more, take on more responsibility, and they're not giving me a raise for it. I want out. Can you just help me do that? And I say, yes, I can. I can do it all. I can help all of you depending on no matter where you are, because everyone who's here is different from everybody else. And that is the reality of life. The YouTubers, for YouTube creators like me, viewers are every stripe imaginable, every belief imaginable, every demographic imaginable, different age, different scenarios. And it's okay. You're all welcome here. Glad to have you. Thank you, all the men and women that have joined this channel. Those of you who have just become subscribers, just that step alone, thank you for that. It shows progression. The channel is growing. For those of you who've been here a while and you figured out, you know what, I kind of like this hangout that this guy's creating here. I like the family of the people who are talking over here, and I like the perspective we have here. I want to become a member of his channel because it's a way to support him and to tell YouTube at the same time, this guy deserves to be promoted within your YouTube universe out there. Thank you for becoming members of this channel. There's only 2 membership levels. It's either $10 a month or $25 a month. That's it. That's the membership level. One or the other. $10 a month. You're a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member, and you can comment here now and through the first hour of trading. If you're a Gold Bagel level member, one of these guys, $25 a month, you're joining me 8 o'clock every morning, not 8:30. We have our first trailer show every day just for you guys. And Wednesday night prime time live is also just for you. And that's where you can ask me questions about how you're trading, what you're up to. The markets are closed. We can talk. And of course, commentary here as well. Thank you all so very much. Once in a while, I'll do a video just for Gold Bagel members and throw them out there. And the Gold Bagel members will go, oh, something just for me. Thank you very much. I try to help Gold Bagel members with trade tips so that if I can give you a suggested trade on a say a cash secured put or a credit spread of some kind, and you're able to trade that for a $300-400 profit, you pick up 3 or 4 of these and score $1,000. You know what? I'm a happy guy because it costs you $300 a year to be this person right here. To be one of these is $300 a year, and if I can help you make that in one trade, then membership is free. I got the rest of the year to make you profits. Fantastic. Thank you all for being here. I love to comment on what's going on. I share my opinion on what's going on, and that's all it is. I am not sponsored by anyone as of yet. I keep getting offered all kinds of sponsorship opportunities from all kinds of illegitimate entities. It's incredible how many shysters out there want me to promote what they're doing. Now, there are some legit outfits that have approached us, but the offers are less than overwhelming. And I'm just not interested in selling my soul for someone's corporate agenda. When you want in on this, hey, I'm not going to kowtow to somebody's opinions. It's my opinion that runs this show, and your opinion that I bounce off of here. I thank you all so very much for being here. The fact that the membership level is the way it is pretty well allows me to say, sorry, prospective sponsor, you're not going to be able to pay me enough money, because these people here, there are more Gold Bagel member people here paying $25 a month than Chillin' members, which allows me the luxury of saying to certain sponsors, like, thanks for the offer, but I do the math in my head. I'm going, I'd be lucky to make $500 a month from this sponsor. I don't need this crap. All the restrictions and all the whatever. No, thank you. I just don't want to bother. So thanks for letting me be me. And congratulations for you being you. And welcome to the party, pal. It's Friday. It's option expiry day. What is going to happen today, and how much richer are you going to get today? That is the question here. Let's see what's going on. Too much chat, not enough substance. Nice message. Some people love me. Some people hate me. Beach Boy, Jay, no, the door is over there if you're not happy with this guy, okay? We can also afford to do that. I mean, what other YouTuber talks like that? How dare a YouTuber like me talk to someone like that? Oh, my God. Look, it's nothing personal. I'm just here to tell you what I think is going on. If you don't like it, don't like it. It's okay. There are plenty of other YouTubers out there with opinions that might fit your world. More power to you. Anyway, what is happening this morning here? We have the euro trading at its lowest level in months because of the thought of higher interest rates for longer, especially in the USA. We have the UK pound down. Canadian dollar is down against US dollar. Oil is up $1.46 to 86.48, which is really painful for people who are buying crude with American dollars from their home currency. Not only is the U.S. dollar more expensive, but the commodity is going up, so it's a double hit. Bad for economies. America, the United States of America, and Canada, kind of coming along with it, we're doing just fine. Economically speaking, overall, like in an overall big picture, we're doing fine. Now, there are pockets of the U.S. economy that are not doing well. There are pockets of the Canadian economy not doing well. But overall, the U.S. economy is the strongest right now of the G20. Canada is trying to get its share of the action. Mexico is getting its share of the action. I mean, you may have noticed articles lately talking about how the supply chain thingy is changing. First, it was COVID that screwed it all up, shutdowns and everything else. Now, what's happening is because of geopolitical concerns, in other words, the China-U.S. problem, the Russia-Ukraine problem, and others. American businesses are very sharp. They're very smart. Same with Canadian business people, Mexican business people, very smart people. They understand the way of the world, and they understand how supply chains can sometimes get screwed up. Back in the Second World War, supply chains were completely eviscerated, and things had to change dramatically. After the Second World War, supply chains changed again, and here we are now with today's version of a supply chain problem. Mexican companies and Mexican investors are taking advantage of the China-USA issue, the Canada-China issue, and there are plants opening up in Mexico for importation of goods into North America, into Canada, USA, so that we in Canada, US, do not have to import from China certain goods and services. And so we'd rather acquire these goods from a reliable partner, trading partner, under the free trade agreement even, where we can just truck product in or use rail to bring product in from Mexico to the US to Canada in a reliable kind of way. Using ships from Mexican ports to Canadian ports, yeah, certain commodities you'll use by ship, but generally speaking, you can do rail and truck transport for a lot of goods and services for a lot less. The auto industry is a classic example. The big three in Detroit, with Canadian plants and Mexican plants and U.S. plants, all three are firing away, producing vehicles, trucks, and whatever else, all kinds of car parts, between the three countries. And whatever vehicle you're driving in America or Canada or even Mexico, there's a strong likelihood there are parts of these vehicles, whether it's the instrument assembly, the transmission, the engine, the seats, the whatever, made in all three countries. And this is the new normal, has been for decades, and is working very well. It is a very reliable and a well-working system. If only Latin America could be saved with this kind of a deal, it would really help. Unfortunately, Latin America has, 6, 7 countries down there, some of which are leaning very to the left politically, and makes it next to impossible for Canada and the U.S. to want to partner with them, because their definition of freedom in politics is completely different than what we have. And so there's these issues. Now, economically, a buck is a buck. The Godfather used to say, you hold your enemies closer, because it's just business. You have to know what your enemy is thinking at all times. But unfortunately, the connection between Latin America, and Canada has not done well, has not been really working perfectly. And so we have an immigration problem. We have a desperado immigration problem, because there are the innocents, those who are not part of a gang, those who do not want to be part of a gang, those who do not want to be part of a political system, or cannot be part of a political system because they're not welcome into the upper echelon of their country's political system. These are the down and outers who are trying to find a better life, and they're at the end of their rope. Unfortunately, Canadian and American companies, Mexican companies, are not opening factories in Guatemala, not opening factories in El Salvador, Nicaragua, and other places to employ locals by the thousands. The labor's there, the reliability of the labor is there, but unfortunately, the politics is not working, and so we don't have this wave of investment into Latin America that would virtually eliminate a big chunk of desperados trying to come into the USA on the southern border. And so politicians who want to get elected, you know what they do? They blame someone else for all your problems. And why don't you blame people that can't speak for themselves to defend themselves? Perfect target. So in Florida, they blame Cubans for all their problems, and in Arizona and Texas, they blame third worlders for all their problems. And Washington is at fault, and it's all blah blah. It's just finger pointing, and elect me, and I'll get tough on this. And politicians get reelected term after term after term on the same old record player bitch list, and nothing gets solved. Even deals that are on the table fall apart when a certain number of people are trying to become president of the United States. They decide to say to their party, "Don't support this bill until I become president, and then I'll get all the kudos for it." Not knowing, of course, deep down inside that the other party will now sabotage you, and so the sabotage game continues, and nothing gets solved. But in the meantime, if you're here watching me as an option writer and an option writer wannabe, someone who wants to work on a device like this to change your life, you don't have to care about immigration. You don't have to care about whether a factory opens up in China or not. You need to just be, or a factory opens in Mexico or not. You just need to be aware that factories are opening in Mexico. Be aware of it. You don't have to care so much. If you're going to benefit from writing options, which many of you are already, and you've seen the light, you've seen the results, you're going, wow, this is Bruce, this is great. This is a game changer. This is a life changer, and this can be a lifestyle changer for you. And I commend those of you who have at least taken a good, hard look at this to say, you know, this guy might be right, he might be wrong, I don't know. I just found out about him. I've heard about options. I know of them, kind of, but all I've ever heard about stock options is that they're very risky, and they're only for sophisticated investors, and really it's a risky strategy. You have been, unfortunately, exposed to the clickbait headlines for years. And one has to ask oneself, well, wait a minute. If this is so bad, if the option market is so stupid and so bad, why is it still here? Why is it the biggest growing part of the stock market? Why are $5 trillion of monies changing hands every week in the options market? If it's so bad, if it's so risky, if it's so dangerous, why is it as big as it is then? What is it about this business that attracts all of the institutional investors into it? Why are almost all big investment bankers well into the options market? Why are 99% of all the hedge funds out there really into the options market? And there's the derivatives market, which is also an options market that you can't get into. That's even bigger. Why does it exist then? Who's the loser then? I mean, if you have $5 trillion changing hands every week, it can't possibly be coming from mom and pop from America. It's got to be coming from those who have $5 trillion to play with. Really? Don't you think? I mean, if a mansion sells for $100 million, the buyer of a $100 million mansion and the seller of a $100 million mansion have got to be people that can afford to be in the $100 million mansion business, right? Versus I'll trade you my double wide for your double wide, for 20 grand each. There's a different world here. $5 trillion isn't one guy. It isn't one organization. It is a multiple number, gazillions, and it's international. It's everywhere. Well, if this business is that big, how can it stay alive if it is just, so risky? This makes no sense. The kind of entities that are involved in the options market are some of the most conservative, well-run financial organizations on the planet. Why would they be involved in a crap market? Makes no sense for that to be happening. So there has to be another answer. And yes, there is another answer. The most sophisticated traders on the planet are definitely in on the options game. They're into the futures. We quote the futures all the time. I quote you the price of oil all the time. That's a futures quotation. That's all that is. 1 month future price expectation for crude, 86.69 in West Texas, up 167 right now. That's a futures quote. And yet there are very sophisticated traders in that business all over the planet. Billions of dollars a day change hands in that business. The corn futures market, the wheat futures market, pork bellies, orange juice, remember trading places? The commodities business, the currency business, the bond business. That's where the big money is. Unfortunately, the bond business attracts and has to attract the largest institutions on the planet. And the bond business, unfortunately, is connected directly to government funding. The governments of the world need the bond market to fund their government operations. And there are times where bond players or bond speculators get out of hand with regard to their leverage. And the last time it got out of hand was in 2008, 2009. We had real estate bonds going ballistically crazy, and it crashed the economy for a while and almost crashed the U.S. economy to its knees. The Congress had to step in, led by Nancy Pelosi, to save it. No one credits Nancy Pelosi for saving the world economy because it's Nancy Pelosi. George H.W. Bush, the Jr., was the president at the time in his last few months. And Mr. Obama got to inherit the White House right at the worst of it. And of course, every Republican known to man blamed Obama for the entire financial crisis because it was his fault. After all, he's the president of the United States and everything's crashing. Took 5 years to get to that level, but that's beside the point. And there you go. Welcome to the world in which we live. Again, this is my opinion. You don't have to like it. In any event, we survived that. Wow, we survived that. But it took $1 trillion plus American tax dollars to clean it up. You know what the good news is about the financial crisis and all the money that Congress put in and all the money that was thrown in by the government? This is not talked about very much. Over the next 5 years until 2014, again, this is all through Obama's presidency. Sorry, Republicans, just the way it was. The United States government got all its money back. The Treasury got it all back. The Fed got it all back. They charged the banks their fees and took percentage of profits. The GM bailout and other bailouts were funded with stock going to the American people into the Treasury, and then the Treasury was able to sell those shares at very high prices after recovery was made. The American taxpayer got their dollars back, but no one wants to talk about that because that doesn't sell books. That's not sexy, and that's not controversial. And if you hate the government, you don't want to talk about promoting the government, which, by the way, is you, the people. You're supposed to be the government. Again, it's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. As option writers, I'm trying to get you to do exactly what these massive institutions are doing at your scale. That's the only difference. Instead of you writing 1,000 contracts at a time every 15 minutes on different issues here, there, and all over the place, you're writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 contracts at a time. That's the difference. You're dealing in thousands of dollars. Institutions are dealing in millions and billions of dollars. That's all it is. It's nothing personal. It's just zeros. The good news for you is that unlike an institutional trader like a hedge fund in Manhattan, these guys have to make $1 million a month to pay their rent, city taxes. They have to make another $1 million a month to pay their salaries of all their people in order for them to make a buck. In your case, your overhead is where you are. Where do you live, and what's your cost of life? If you're working full time and you're clearing 4,000 a month, 2,000 every 2 weeks, 6,000 every 2 weeks. I don't know what you're making. Are you making 5,000 a month net after taxes and deductions? Then you need to generate 5,000 a month in option premium to equal your paycheck. That's it. You don't need to earn $20,000 to clear five. You need to clear five because you've already got internet. You already have your phone. You already have probably a laptop or a desktop. You already have that. That was paid for with your work salary money years ago, perhaps, or you're funding it on monthly payments with regard to your telephone plan. So what's the cost to get into these platform trading firms through one of these devices? There's no cost. They're giving away. They give you a stock if you open up an account with these guys. I mean, I can't tell you how many online firms have approached me to promote them to you, and they're offering me a payoff every time you sign up, and I don't do that. You notice that I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I can say whatever the hell I want. The only threat for me is how many of you unsubscribe. That's the price I have to pay. In any event, your overhead is nothing. And this is why if you write 5 credit spreads, 5 put credit spreads, $150 behind Nvidia with 3 weeks left to go in the contract's lifespan, and you can bring in a $250 credit times 5, that's $250 times that's $1,250 in the next 2 weeks or so into your pocket. There's $1,250 off your paycheck that you don't have to generate from work now. If you can do that twice a month, you're making $2,500 a month. If that is consistent, that's half your paycheck. Or look at it this way, you're now making 150% of the money you used to make, because none of you, and I guarantee not a single solitary person who's watching me right now, who's ever watched me, who will ever watch me, none of you are going to get a 50% pay raise from your boss because you asked for it, or in the next 3 months. None of you. Whereas writing options, you can bring in 2,500 extra bucks a month writing options over here on the side. This little side gig that you're learning through this guy, for the rest of your life, you're going to be doing this. I can tell you right now, unless you're a moron, you will be out of credit card debt in not too long a time frame. Unless you spend it all the time, fair enough. But if you want to change your life for the better, and you're looking at me saying, Bruce, I got 25 grand in debt. I got 100,000 in debt between my student loan, car loans, my credit card bills. I owe the world $250,000. I have a house with 100,000 equity in it. It needs 50 grand to be fixed up. My cars are falling apart. I can't get a raise. I'm trying to keep my damn job, let alone get a raise. If you could bring in $2,500 a month more into your house from writing options, without having to buy any merchandise to do this. I mean, it's not like I'm asking you to buy a bunch of Amway stuff and sell it to somebody else. It's not a Tupperware business. You don't have to have home parties. You're writing options from the comfort of wherever your comfort zone is, wherever you are physically. And if $2,500 a month is coming in, after 4 months, you've brought in 10 G's. That alone, just that against credit card debt, using one example of lowering your cost of living, that would bring you a $200 a month savings in interest. 2% on 10 grand is $200 a month. And your minimum payment is usually 2% a month, give or take. So that's another $200 a month. You don't have to pay the credit card company. You just lowered your cost of living by $400 a month, $4,800 a year, after tax savings. Because remember, you're paying your credit card debts right now with your after-tax paycheck. If this 4-month program allows you to knock 10 grand off of there, you just lowered your cost of living by $400. If you owe your credit cards 50 grand, all 4 of them, all 6 of them, I don't know how many you have. Some of you are worse than that. I get it. But $50,000 in credit card debt, that's $1,000 a month in interest at 2%. If you can get rid of it, you're probably eliminating $2,000 a month off your head right now for costs. So for some of you who need $7,500 a month to get by, if you can eliminate $2,000 of that from this, you're down to a $5,500 a month cost of living. Now, what are you going to target next? Well, maybe the car. Maybe it's time to pay off the cars. Can option premium help you do that? Wouldn't that be great? Within a year, you could go to your car payments. What are those? I'm hearing nightmare stories, reading nightmare stories of people who have $1,000 a month car payments. It's unbelievable. I don't know, if you owe $1,000 a month in car payments for 2 cars and you get rid of that, you've just lowered your cost of living by another $1,000 a month. Now you're $3,000 a month after tax ahead by just writing options on the side, and you still haven't quit your day job. It will get to the point where you will run out of debt to pay off. And it now will get to the point where you're actually just putting money into your account to let it grow and compound, which means you're increasing your take right now. And then it gets to the point where, well, I'm bringing in $7,500 a month on option premium versus $7,500 a month on my check. So we're bringing in 15 grand a month, but I'm tired. Why don't I become a consultant in my field of expertise and just consult myself out for part-time, half my time, 20 hours a week instead of 40. And you'll be surprised that you could probably make $3,000-4,000 a month part-time instead of making $7,500 full-time or more. And all of a sudden you're going, oh, this is great. I got the hours I want to be in front of the market, which makes me a better option writer. And I'm working on the side over here. I'm still bringing in 15 a month. Wow. New game, new lifestyle. Welcome to a party that could be your party. It all depends on what position you're in, where you're at, how you're at. You're all different, every single one of you. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. I don't know if I'm your solution to all your problems. Am I part of your problems, solutions? Maybe I'm able to help you just not make stupid investment decisions anymore, where you have 4 bad trades and then 1 good one and you break even. We're here. You don't make 4 bad trades anymore. You're just making 5 small, nice little return trades that compound into thousands of dollars into your account, more than you had before, and you're now compounding your returns on the money you're making. There's an expression out there that the rich get richer and that the very wealthy don't live off their interest. The very wealthy live off the interest on their interest. That's how well they're doing. We see it in TV, we see it in the movies, but it also is in real life. Did you happen to notice, what was it, 2 days ago? They had the state dinner for Japan in the White House to honor the relationship between the United States and Japan. And then they had the guests kind of parading through a little lobby area, Jeff Bezos and his gal and Tim Cook and a friend. And, they were, what? Did you happen to notice how well off these folks are? Of course, there was the head of the Federal Reserve and his wife, and the politicians and senators, and yeah. But the private people, the so-called private people. Did you happen to see a steel worker and his wife go through the lobby? Did you see a bus driver from Cleveland and his girlfriend go through wearing the latest outfit from Ross? I don't think so. You saw the very, 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 very well-to-do, high-end celebrities, people with names and reputations and what have you. And hey, it's a state dinner. Whoever calls it, whoever runs it, it's your party. It's your party, pal. Do whatever way you want. But note that no one was invited to that dinner, probably. The rest of us out here are just trying to make a go of it. And how many of you couldn't even afford to fly to Washington, to stay a night or two in a hotel, to pay the costs of Ubering around and eating and getting an outfit and then going to this event. I mean, how many of you couldn't even afford that, let alone if you got the invite anyway, right? Think about that. Yeah, it's a different world, isn't it? There are different levels of existence on this planet. I'm just trying to get you to the higher end of the middle class. If I can get you to 30,000 a month, if I can help you generate 30,000 a month into your pocket, you've completely changed your life. You don't have to work for anybody. You're working for yourself. You're going to decide whether it's just option writing you're going to do from here on out, or you're just going to keep compounding it and go to 40 a month, 50 a month, 60 a month. Are you going to get into real estate, apartment building management? Are you going to get into, I don't know what, antique cars? Are you getting into, I have no idea. You figure it out. You're all different. You all will scatter about and do what it is you do best. But if I get you to a level where you can really take advantage of the upper middle class lifestyle, you can go on a nice 2-week holiday to an all-inclusive resort anywhere in the world. You can go skiing in Switzerland this year, or you can go to Paris for a week-long whatever. You can go to Cape Town, South Africa, or Singapore, or Sydney if you want to travel. You can join the country club you've always wanted to join. You can now take golf lessons from the golf pro without thinking about it. You have the time and the money to now sail, to now buy a powerboat, to get an RV and discover America. Whatever your wish is, if you're in the upper middle class, 98% of your wishes are okay. Now, those of you who want to buy your own Gulfstream private jet worth $80 million and you're making $360 a year, $360,000 a year, forget about it. You're not going to be able to do that. You might be able to rent one for a while, an hour here, an hour there, but don't go above your means. It's okay. Welcome to the party, pals. We're here. We're showing negative results at the moment on the markets. We have 23 minutes to go, and I see the Dow off 242 points. I see S&P down 36, and I see NASDAQ down 162. So we're down 2/3 of a point on the Dow, 3/4 of a percentage point on S&P, and 0.88 on NASDAQ. Oil is still up $1.82. The talk out there, the worry out there, the speculation out there is what is going to happen with interest rates short term, medium term, long term. Who will flinch and blink first? My hunch, my opinion, European Central Bank will be the first bank to cut rates. They didn't yesterday. They announced their rate policy yesterday. They left them flat. So that didn't happen. March and April are gone now. What will the ECB do in May or June? The U.S. was speculated that it was being speculated that America was going to cut rates in May or June until the day before yesterday. And now the talk is September or maybe December or not at all. And the ECB, if they do cut rates next month, would be the first major economy to do it. Switzerland did cut their rate a 1/4 point 3 weeks ago, but that's not a major economy. It's a top 20. It's okay. But if the ECB did it, that's the entire European continent. That's 23 countries. That is big. That's as big as America cutting interest rates. The ECB is likely to be the first to do it. They are in certain regions of the ECB full-blown recessions and economic retractions, shrinking economy over there, generally speaking. So there's all kinds of problems. But even with all kinds of problems, they are not lowering rates. Why? Inflation. Inflation is so dangerous. This is something that, again, those of you who are under 40 have never been brought up to understand this. It's not your fault. I'm not mad at you. You were never taught this in school. Inflation is so dangerous that central bankers will risk their economies going into recession to defeat it. That's how bad inflation is. Inflation isn't a little inconvenience where, my loaf of bread is 20 cents higher this week than last week. That's not it. Inflation is a wealth killer. Inflation is a job killer. Inflation is an industry killer. and central bankers who've studied and are generally very white-haired people. All right, they've been around a while. They don't mess with inflation. They tackle it and they snuff it out at all costs. And that means that economies might suffer because of it. That's the price you have to pay to get rid of inflation. That's how bad inflation is. Many of you are thinking, well, come on, Bruce. I mean, geez, I'm selling a cup of lemonade here on a table at my front lawn, and instead of charging 25 cents a cup, I'm charging 50. What's the big deal? Yeah, it's not a big deal if it's just you. Unfortunately, this thing reverberates, and we've had now inflationary pressures start from the reopening of the world economy after COVID, and here we are 2 years later, still dealing with it. Because how many labor unions and how many states and how many provinces, how many countries have raised the minimum wage of their downtrodden citizenry to this $15, $20 an hour level? Unthinkable. There are Big Macs no longer available under $10 each. There are, in certain countries, Big Macs are $15 each now. That, you got to be kidding me, you were asking yourself. Things have changed, and this is inflationary, and this is in the entire spectrum of the economy. This is why so many people freak out when the inflation reports come out. That's the way it is. Oh, the Dow is now down 313 points. Is the Dow reacting to my spiel right now? No, I don't think so. They're reacting to likely the worry that interest rates might go higher rather than stay flat. That's the other issue that people are worried about. We're noticing that import inflation has risen, and now we're worried about inflation rising because of crude. We're worried about inflation rising because of increased currencies for certain countries. There's just a whole mess of issues. Commodity prices as a whole have been rising, and that is inflationary at the very lowest level, the wholesale level and producer price level. So it's one thing to see copper go up in value, or iron ore, steel by the ton. These prices go up. That means anything made with these goods have to be more expensive, which will be borne at the manufacturing level. The manufacturers produce goods that they then distribute to distributors who are going to pass on. They're getting passed on with the price increases. They're passing on the price increases to the retailers. That's where you and I end up going, and then we end up paying this new retail price. And we're asking ourselves, wait a minute, I was shopping for a refrigerator for my kitchen 2 years ago, 4 years ago, and they were $6.99, $8.99, $9.99 for a refrigerator. Wow. Today, $2,400 for a fridge? What the hell is this? This isn't 5% inflation. This isn't 3% inflation. This is like 2.5, 3 times the money. What's going on? And that is the story of inflation at every level getting compounded up. That's the problem. When wheat prices go up a bushel, so much a bushel, that has to be turned into flour. That has to be then sent to the bakeries. That has to then be sent to distributors and to your grocery store. Your loaf of bread doesn't go up 5 cents. The amount of wheat in a loaf of bread went up 3 cents, okay? Yeah, from wheat to the loaf of bread, sure. But what you had to do with the wheat to get it to make bread, to get it to your shelf, that made the loaf of bread go up 50 cents. And this is where the poor are going, we're getting whacked. We're getting whacked here. And that's exactly the problem with the economy. If most of the economy, so let's say the bottom half of the middle class and below the middle class, that means 60% of the world's population, or let's say America's, Canada's population, 60% can't make a go of it as easily as before, where inflation is now so rampant that movie tickets to the theater is out. We're not buying $10 buckets of popcorn, and we're not going to see a show. Other expenses are out, like going to the Olive Garden, or going to the Outback, or going to a nice restaurant. That's out. Any restaurants are out. We're down to fast food, and even that might be restricted. We're now down to cutting the edges off here of all kinds of discretionary spending, which is putting all kinds of employment on the street. Because how many employees does a typical McDonald's have? Tons of part-timers. Who are they? Students, kids, and folks who can't find full-time work. You get the edges of the economy out here in trouble, you're going to see gazillions of layoffs and an economic slowdown from those people, because they're not even generating $100 a day anymore in pay. They're getting unemployment of that. This spreads. This is why inflation is so dangerous. Central bankers get it. They know this. They will fight it at the cost of a recession. They would rather have a recession for the economy as a whole to beat inflation, to then allow the economy to recover with interest rate cuts. That's how important inflation is to fight. Again, I don't think you're being taught this in school. I know your kids aren't being taught this in school. I'm pretty damn sure none of your children out there know anything about this unless you're telling them. And are they listening to you? I don't know. It is what it is. I'm telling you, what can I say? Welcome all to the program. Nice to have you here. It's great to have you this morning. Folks are saying hi to each other and sharing thoughts and stories and where they're at. It's great that you're with me. We're down 305 on the Dow Jones at the moment. We open in 14 minutes. We'll see if there's a 1 hour sell-off here or more. We'll find out. Big recovery yesterday. If you may have noticed during the session, we sure started pretty bad yesterday in the morning. But wow, did the market ever do a turnaround? You can see this one-day chart from yesterday where we just went right down to there. By 10 in the morning, we were down to 38,197. And then we had this massive recovery. Started quietly, then a recovery, flat and a shot, flat and a shot. And then we gave up a little at the end, of course. But the Dow came back from 38,197 to 38,598, so almost 600. That was a 400-point turnaround during the day yesterday. Right now, we're down 295 to open or pre-open, so you can see where we're kind of back to where we were yesterday morning-ish. We'll see if this has any legs to it, or if this is just an overreaction on a Friday morning on an option expiry exchange day, and the first hour we'll have our little hissy fit of selling, and then it dissipates to nothing. And now the bargain hunters come back in, because that's what happened yesterday. The bargain hunters came in here after the first hour and went, what am I buying? I see deals, I want in. And sure enough, we saw a lot of stocks start to move the other direction. It's human nature, of course. Something else to consider, I don't mention this very often, and I really should mention this. This is one of these psychology of the market little stories for you, okay? To be successful as a trader, as an investor, you have to be like a real estate professional. If you've ever had the pleasure of meeting and talking to a top-notch real estate investor, someone who really knows their stuff, a realtor that is the most successful realtor in your town, in your area, has been 20 years successful, has assistants working for them when they do listings. These folks have a saying in real estate, and that saying is, you make your money in real estate when you buy. That's where you make your money, not when you sell, when you buy. Because in real estate, you have to buy at a low price and sell at a higher price. And you have to recognize that what you're paying here is going to pay off handsomely over here. Why? Maybe location, maybe in the next 3 years, there's going to be a new shopping mall built just 2 miles away, or there's a brand new hospital going up over here, or there's a subway stop being built 2 blocks away from where you are. It's not noisy, but it's going to be awful darn convenient for people who live where you are to go and do that. They know that when you buy is when you make your money, because they're looking at the future going, aha, this is the moment. In this market that we're involved with here, you make your money when you sell. With my classes, I was speaking of classes that are on sale. I keep getting to do this. 5 for the price of 4. Around here, if you take option classes of the 17 classes we've put out there, you're going to learn that you're making your money when you sell. Now, I wanted to tell you about this one feature of the market that I don't talk to you enough about, and you need to understand it. And this morning, this could be well in play. Many of you have noticed that when you do an order on your platforms, you are being given an option sometime, a choice, a feature that is called a stop loss order. And this is where, for example, you like a particular stock. Okay, let's just go right to a day trader scenario. You like a particular stock, and it used to be 125 a share, and it's backed off to 100 a share, and you think this is a bargain and you want to get in on it, but you're not sure if it'll go lower or not before it goes higher, but you want to get in now because you kind of feel like this could be the low, and just goes back to 125 where it was. I'm already up 25%. Very basic 101 trading thoughts of a day trader. So you put in a buy order at, let's say you put in a buy order at $100.01, the old stink bit, become first in line, you get your stock, you're a happy camper. Okay, now you want to protect yourself against the wrong choice. What if the stock is going to go to 80 before it goes to 100 and then to 125? You don't want to be the one sitting at 80 or worse. What you do is you put in a stop loss order. And that might be at 95. You might decide, I'm willing to risk $5 on my trade. And I'm prepared to put in a sell order right now at $95 a share. If the shares trade at $95, my order is initiated to get out at 95 or 94.50 or whatever the market is. Because if it's falling, the stock is falling, I want out. Now, on a day like today, with a 308-point drop to start the day, it is very possible that there could be millions and millions of stop loss orders all over Wall Street right now through every app you can imagine. With 100 million players, there might be 10 million stop loss orders. There might be 50 million stop loss orders that are all 1, 2, 3% behind where the markets were last night. People bought on the momentum of yesterday afternoon as the markets went up and up and up and up. They got in, but they didn't flip out before the bell. They were holding overnight because they're thinking today is option expiry Friday and my stock is recovering and it's just going to keep on going. I'm going to make a killing here. Again, day traders. Keep coming back to the gamblers out there, which is not you. But I'm warning you, there could well be millions and millions and millions of stop loss orders that will be triggered first thing this morning on the bell. And that is in 7 minutes. So we're looking at a 296 drop right now. This pre-market might run up to only 150 pre-market drop, might move up here. But the minute the bell goes off in New York and on NASDAQ, it is possible that we may see pre-orders come through, and all these computer algorithms are calculating the buy orders, the sell orders, stop loss orders, all at the same time. And there are hedge funds who spend millions of dollars a year for this kind of research that is telling them you are going to see a drop on IBM, on HPQ, on Nvidia, on this, on that, all kinds of stocks. First thing in the morning, the first 5 minutes, there's going to be selling and stop loss selling to drive the market down. In some cases, some stocks will be down 2%, 4%, 8%, 10%. And algorithms are going to be yelling at these day traders in these firms, your opportunity to buy is now. And there will be those who are buyers of options and others who are buyers of stocks. So I am giving you the heads up that in the first 10 minutes of the day today, we may see a lower opening and then a lower trade behind that, and then a snapback rally behind that, all because of stop loss selling that will be initiated because of how this market works. Okay, I want you to be aware of this fact. Okay, it's psychology, it's panic selling, it is the uninitiated don't know what they're doing. Stop loss orders are not a good idea. I don't believe in stop loss orders because you could get caught in the V sell off trap. This little right here, this little deal right here. The stock is coming down and you get sold out because your stop loss got triggered and the stock goes a little lower. And before you can even put a buy order to get in there and get this cheap stock, it's recovered already. And now you're sitting there going, wait a minute, I bought it at 100. I, I put in a $95 stop loss and I got out. It went to 93 and now it's at 102. Yeah, that's right. You just got ripped off for $5 a share. You just, boom, you didn't need to sell your stock at all. You needed to do this. Learn to fold your arms. The world at large out there, I dare you to go to any platform out there that exists and go to their websites, go to their YouTube channels, go to their videos on how to be a trader on one of these, and you show me a video where they specialize in telling their customers to do this, because customers that do this do not make brokerage firms any money. If you're sitting here doing this, you're costing them a bunch of money. You're not active. They need you to trade for them to make some money off of you. In and out trading. You folding your arms, you're the nightmare. You're a goddamn nightmare for these guys. Welcome to the party, pal. I'm trying to keep you from making mistakes. So be on the lookout in 3 minutes when we open for trading for the stop loss follow through that we might have to start the day. That's when I see the market at down 300 points on the Dow. I know there are people worried right now that don't have an Uncle Bruce to watch. If they're not watching an Uncle Bruce, they're panicking because they're thinking, oh, it's the end of the world. Oh, we're down 300 points. What they don't fathom is it's 0.68 of a percentage point. It's a nothing burger. We're not down 5% to open the day. Remember, I've told you folks who've been here long enough, you know, I was a stockbroker in 1987 when we lost 22% of the Dow Jones's value in one day. That's a sell-off. Okay. We haven't had anything like that since. All right. Right now we're down 2/3 of a point. It's a nothing burger. It's an opportunity to be a buyer. It's an opportunity for some of you to be a put credit spread creator right off the bat, right in the first 15 minutes of the day. What do you want to do? You want to find a stock that is backed off, go 10, 15% below that price, and create your put credit spread. Lay it out there, take your credit, and sit back and fold your arms. You see a snapback rally kick in later this morning on Monday, and you realize, oh, the stock is back to where it was on Thursday, and your put credit spread, you're already 20% in the money, 30% in the money, 40% in the money, and you're going, this is great. This is great. I'm getting richer just sitting here watching this happen because I made my move when the panic kicked in. That's all. There you go. Okay, welcome everyone to the show. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your support of this channel. I cannot and I will never be able to thank you enough. I just will never be able to do it. Tomorrow is the meet and greet in Ontario, California. The meet and greet that some of you have been begging me for months and months and months. It's on, baby. Outback Steakhouse at the Ontario Mills Mall, right across the street from the mall. Come and join us. Lunch is on Jen and I. We would love to see you there. And if you can make it, that would be absolutely wonderful. You're going to come out to that meet and greet. Send me a private email. Let me know how many of you are coming so I can add you to the reservation list. Thank you all so very much for your support of this channel. Also, a thank you to Big T. Way to go there, Big T. I got your class donation. Send me a private email as well, so I have your email address, and so that way I can send you your links, because in the PayPal notification, I don't get your email. So I can't send you your links unless you send me a private email about it. But thank you for picking up 5 for the price of 4. Well done, my friend. You are going after it. I see your email right here. I just found it. It is in my junk folder. I always check my junk folder. You never know. Also, Brock, I will contact you after my show's over. I will. You also ended up in my junk folder, which is a sin. I will contact you after the show. We'll do a one-on-one together when you're ready. Okay. We'll try to figure this out. Welcome all to the party. Welcome all to the show. We're opening now, and I'm excited for all of you. Congratulations on how well you have been doing so far. Larry Titus, thank you as always for being here and doing what you do the best. You're the bell ringer of this channel. Thank you, my friend. This is good stuff. Not a Lurker saying like and sub to this homeless Canadian. Thank you very much, Not a Lurker. Appreciate it. Savage, we're members only, baby. That's right. There you go. Very good. Very good. Thank you all, and welcome to the party, everybody. Thank you for these thumbs ups. If you've been hitting the thumbs ups while I've been talking here, it is much appreciated, helping the channel gain momentum with YouTube and its algorithmic calculations. And I don't know, they change all the time, but you guys hitting thumbs ups helps me, and it helps you because it gets more people to this channel to follow us, and they begin to understand. If they hang around a while, they figure out, oh man, these folks here are they figured out a way to make money in this market. I should get into this SoFi stock. This sounds pretty damn good. I haven't heard this story on all these stories on SoFi from anybody else. I'm getting it from these guys. Holy crap, they know some stuff. Nvidia, the credit spreads, options. Holy moly macaroni! I gotta get into this. Thank you for helping out. I appreciate you very much. We're open. Don't mind me. I'm trying to drink my coffee. Nvidia, $8.99 right now. We were at $8.95, $8.96. We're jumping around. We got to give it a few minutes to figure it out. But Nvidia's been recovering nicely. It's going to $1,200 a share. Sooner or later, it's going to go to $1,200 a share. But if you're going to write credit spreads on Nvidia, get $100 to $150 behind the stock and just tail it. Just tail it with put credit spreads and make some darn good old money. If you can write 25, 30 of these at a time, even $20 apart in spread, you can make a living. You can make a really nice living here. I'm not asking you to make $1 million a trade. That's, it's not none of that nonsense. $899.95 on Nvidia. Yeah, here we go. Love it. Welcome all to the show. The big T. Let's go, baby. Susan Shops. A problem with the stop loss orders most folks don't know is if millions are triggered and algos kick in, those stop loss orders equal market orders, and your stop loss means nothing. You sell at the worst price. Exactly right. You end up with a market sell order in a panic move down. Whether the panic is a second long, 30 seconds long, a minute long, doesn't matter. You're getting wiped out. Don't be doing that. And that's why you have to allow this market to do this. We're down 180 on the Dow, but we might go down 300 anyway on stop loss momentum trading here. We see some stocks drip down too much, and then the losses kick in. Then it drops stocks dramatically, quickly, and then you have a partial recovery, and then hopefully a recovery after that. We're going to have to tolerate the possibility of volatility. Welcome to the party, everybody. That's why stake bids are so important when you're picking up deals or writing options or covering option trades. Stake bids, stake offers, very important. We're down 207 on the Dow, it would appear. We'll try to update everything here. 899.36 on Nvidia. SoFi 756 down 7. GameStop down 14. Rocket Lab down 4 cents. The U.S. dollar is having its best week in 18 months. A year and a half. The U.S. dollar is having its best week in a year and a half. This is a reflection of interest rate policy and the fighting of inflation. This is interesting. The cost of goods imported to the U.S. is rising in 2024 after a 2022-23 decline. Very interesting. But if the U.S. dollar is rising, you know what that means for import prices? Import prices will fall because U.S. dollars are used to buy imports. Stronger U.S. dollar means lower costs for Americans for imported goods. The bad news, American products for foreigners has gone up in price because the U.S. dollar is higher, which means when they pay in their currency, to the American dollar. They have to pay in American dollars. They got to convert to American dollars, which are more expensive, which means cost of goods go up. It's a back and forth thing. What can I say? Welcome all to the show. What else is going on here? Got all kinds of really good commentary here about interest rates, the 10-year note, stuff like that. This is good stuff. I love you guys. Folks, you can read those comments yourself. The Dow's down 224. We're down 32 on S&P. We're down 128 on NASDAQ. We're up 220 on a barrel of oil in West Texas. Nvidia down $10 to $8.96. SOFI down 7 cents. GameStop down 21 cents. Rocket Lab down 4. Again, the secondary wave of selling is happening now. We're 6 minutes into the opening. Stop loss selling is going through at the moment. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Uber down 92. Apple is up 60 cents. Tesla down 229. Enphase up 80 cents. AMD down 655. Netflix up 222. We've got Unity down 43 cents. Google up 3. Moderna down 136. Cisco is down 57. Microsoft down 433. Pfizer down 8. The Trump stock down 67 cents to 31.74. IBM down $2. HPQ down 27 cents. We've got Amazon off 97 cents. Home Depot down 285. Vanik Semiconductors down 422. Goldman down 535. Boeing off 65. Meta off 581. Target down 130. JP Morgan down $7.16. Costco down 315. Walmart down 3 cents. Disney down 98. American Airlines down 38. AMC down 4 cents at 276. DraftKings down 59. Royal Caribbean down 543. The cost to cruise lines for higher oil and higher interest rates for longer, devastating. Absolutely devastating for the cruise industry. Avoid those stocks. They are in such a bad place. Their debt costs are going to go higher for longer, and that is what the street keeps ignoring with these cruise stocks, especially Royal Caribbean. It's ridiculous. Anyway, there you go. What can I say, everybody? Welcome all to the show. Welcome all to the program. Happy to have you here. 313 of you are watching right now. Welcome everyone to Friday. It is April the 12th, option expiry Friday today. Great to have you with us this morning. And thank you again for your kind words and your support of this channel. Thank you all for subscribing to this channel, hitting the thumbs up button. We have 132 thumbs ups in the house now, and we're now running for the 200 level. If you can find that thumbs up button, the 200 of you that haven't hit it, find it, nail it, give us a bit of momentum, and that way you will avoid Strickland. He will not end up giving you a pink slip for having not given us a thumbs up. You don't want to run into Strickland. The guy's he's a menace on a Friday. You don't want that. You want to go to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, don't run into Strickland in the hallway. All right, there you go. 11:02 on GameStop. We got a 757 bid ask. Last trade on SoFi down 7 cents. Nvidia's 890 down 16. As I say, the stop loss order syndrome is underway, and we're working our way through it. It might be over in moments, and we may well see a 50% recovery on a bunch of stocks because of the end of stop loss order momentum, just so you have an idea of what's going on and why. Alrighty, right now, 888, 889 in Nvidia, a perfect time to investigate the idea of a credit spread. Might be just the right time to do something like that. You check it out and let me know how you're doing. You may have noticed that options that expire next Friday, the 19th of April, on Nvidia are super, super cheap, all the way up to now $800 a piece. Are they in trouble? Some of those contracts were in their 20s and 30s just a couple of weeks ago. They're now under $1. Some are under 25 cents. They are getting wiped out, and that is the reward. For those of you here who have written credit spreads, you don't have to wait till the end of the trade. You can close out today if you like for pennies and turn around now and reestablish your next credit spread. Maybe it's the May expiry, May 17th. Knock yourself out, but stay well behind the stock, respect the stock, and you'll be fine. Thank you all for joining this channel and this YouTuber. It is much appreciated that you are among us. 889.58 on Nvidia. SOFI 757, down 7 cents. Hardly a problem over there. Rocket Lab down 3 cents. We've got Matterport down 4. Spire down 13 cents. We've got ATIP up 20. Smart Rent down 5 cents. Apple's up 120, defying everybody at 176.25. Goldman down 406. Cisco down 49 cents. Tesla down $1.87. ARC Innovations down 74 cents. Microsoft down 4.19. Pfizer down 6 cents. HPQ off 21. Google is up 36 cents at the moment. Amazon is down $1.03. No, make Amazon down 85 cents. Amazon's coming back up. Nvidia 890.72, cratered at a low today of 888.32. We've recovered about $2 so far on Nvidia. Again, I believe this is the stop loss selling order sell off, and 180 to 891 range on that stock. Unity down 56 cents. AI down 50 cents. Adobe down 725 at 477, 476.98. Spiders are down 296. Netflix up 316. Triple Qs are down 389. IBM down 171. Meta Platforms down to 515 a share, down 776. Vanix Semiconductors at 223, down 425. Home Depot off 237. Enphase down 5 cents. Palantir down 17 cents. Uber down 128, and the Coinbase down 982. There you go. That is where we're at right here and right now. Welcome to the party, everybody. Rocket Lab down 4, SoFi down 9, and GameStop down 26. Nvidia 891.44 at the moment after cratering at 888. All right. Thank you all for saying hi and coming in here. It's great to have you with us today. It's a Friday, baby. We love Fridays, and we'll see now this next, we're into the market 12 minutes. We got about another 20 to go to get through the first half hour. And then we'll just see really where this market is at. Have we bottomed off already? It might well have been already. We may well be on our way higher. Thank you again all for all of your commentary, best wishes, and thumbs ups. 145 on the thumbs ups meter. And thank you all. Here's some heart emojis and other emojis your direction. Thank you all very, very much. Looking forward to seeing you. Being here, and also those of you who are coming out to the meet and greet. Looking forward to seeing you for the meet and greet tomorrow in Ontario, California. Should be a good time. These are always very enjoyable events. All right, guys, thank you all. What can I say? We've got a lot going on here. Keep going here. Where am I there? Where I am. I got my commentary over here. And yes, not a lurker, we will enjoy ourselves at the meet and greet. I'm trying to debate what to have. Should I have ribs? Should I have a steak? I'm not sure what to have tomorrow. I think Jennifer's going to get the Alice Springs chicken. She always gets the Alice Springs chicken. See what's going on. Stephen, are you going to do a video of the meet and greet? I will. I might do a little bit of videoing, but I have to be careful with everyone's imagery. Do you all want to be on camera or not? We'll see. There'll be folks who will do, they'll do videos for themselves, and that'll be nice. Selfies and so on. That kind of. Not a lurker. I went to the New Jersey one. It was a good time. We had a good time. Yeah, we did enjoy that. Jen was having a good time. Everyone's enjoying themselves. Lots of photos taken at that one. We enjoyed ourselves. We're down 209 on the Dow. I'm going to just take a peek. Are we near the low of the day? We're 50 points away, 55 points away from the low of the day. It was around 260, 265 negative. We're 209. And again, we started with a dip, a little recovery, a dip, a little higher recovery, and now a dip. Is this not going to be as bad as the last one, and we're going to climb from here? That wouldn't surprise me, but could we have a lower dip right now on another set of stop loss orders? Yes, that can happen, because what happens is people get into what they think is a dip, but they put a stop loss on anyway, and then they get hit again, and if there's another drop, then they get in again with a stop loss. They might get hit a third time. Eventually, the stop losses don't get filled, and all of a sudden you gap up, and the next thing you know, you've got a market that's only down 80 points instead of 250, and everybody missed the boat. And that can happen too. We're down 199 right now, so it looks like we are building a little bit of an up move at the moment. Down 28 on S&P, we're down 117 on NASDAQ. JP Morgan, Chase, Intel stocks are the losers. Treasuries are rallying on Middle East developments. Keep in mind that U.S. intelligence is telling Israelis expect some form of retaliation from Iran at any time. And I'm thinking today is the day, because today is the Sabbath. Fridays are the days that Iranians love to attack the Jews. And, it's not like God doesn't rule. It's what it is. And I don't know if something's happening today or not, but the October 6th event, Friday, happened on Friday. The day that Jen and I left Israel on the Friday. It happened Saturday morning on the Sabbath. And that's why the U.S. intelligence say it could be tonight, it could be tomorrow. Watch out. There you go. What can I say? Beach Boy, you take care of yourself and your family. And if you're not here, I understand why. It's all good. Savage of Wall Street, Uncle Bruce, I sold 3 AI 3750 covered calls for January 2026 in very early March at 8:35. They are right now 4:35. So naturally, stinkers are a must at 3:35. I might as well put a buy order in at 3:35, see if I get them. And Hector, that's awesome. The people are wonderful. I'm sure I need to take my family there to Yucatan. And there you go. Rock and roll, everybody. Welcome all to the program. Welcome all to the show. We're down 189 on the Dow. We're improving a little bit more. We might be through the sell-off, the early morning stop-loss sell-off. We might be through it. S&P down 24.9, NASDAQ down 107. So that there's some improvement there. We're down a half a point on the Dow and S&P, and we're down 2/3 of a point on NASDAQ. A nothing burger overall. We're up 233 on oil. We might have gone too far too fast there as well. But this is to do with the Middle East, not to do with supplies in Texas. Okay, even though this is a Texas quote, it's just moving in sympathy with what might happen tomorrow in the Middle East. We'll follow that, of course. We'll see what's going on. Beach Boys here. The Ayorolas can't handle the truth, says Jack. Oh, okay. Right on, Beach Boy. Welcome, buddy. Nice to have you here. Giddy up, everybody. We're watching a lot of developments. 895 now on Nvidia, down 1093. The low trade on Nvidia, 888.32. We have come back almost $7 in 5 minutes on Nvidia. We're only down 1093. So there you go. Improvement there. SOFI 758 down 6 cents. The volume in 19 minutes on SOFI 2.3 million. And nothing burger. There's nothing for sale here. This market is hardly in trouble at 756 a share. So we could go up on SOFI as the morning drags on here. If the recovery, if a little rally is coming in, SOFI will go green. GameStop 1103 sure went green yesterday in a hurry. Middle part of the day, took a shot and held it. Right now 1103. Rocket Lab 383, 384. We're down 2 cents. Nothing serious. Corinne, I am number 153 on your thumbs meter. Thank you, Corinne, for the thumbs ups today, and all of you. Appreciate it. AI is down 47 cents. 23.20. The low today 23.10. We're at Uber now down 74 cents. We've got Apple up 277 at 177.81. Tesla down 258 at 172. Enphase down $1.20, AMD down 8.20, Netflix down 79 cents. Matterport down a nickel, Smart Rent down 3 cents, Unity down 55, Google is up 21, Moderna down 72, Cisco down 38, Microsoft down 3.32, Pfizer down 6 cents. Donald Trump's deal down $1.50, getting slaughtered. IBM down 125, HBQ down 13, Owens Corning down 15 cents. Amazon down 92, Home Depot off 261. Vanex Semiconductors, SMH, down 424. Goldman Sachs down 412 at 393.36. The low 391 today, and we've snapped back to this level. As a matter of fact, we are approaching the high of the day on Goldman. It's still down $4, but it's the best level of the morning. 384 dropped out. Goldman definitely coming up higher. Boeing down 38, Meta down $7, Target down 124, JP Morgan down 840 at 187. The low of the day, 187.03. That's where we are right now. This is the low of the day on JP Morgan, down 840. The PE multiple of JP Morgan is 11.5. This is not an overpriced stock. This isn't like a 60-time PE multiple company. It's 11.5. This price movement on JP Morgan is simply a reaction to the reality of the fact that interest rates aren't going to get cut in a hurry anytime soon. And people who speculated on JP Morgan stock by going long and buying on margin are getting whacked. And that's all this is. It's nothing personal. It's just business. And so at the moment, there's a bargain in town on JP Morgan, but some people are into that stock and some are not. Costco down 59 cents. Walmart now up 23. Disney down 146. American Airlines down 36 cents. AMC down 5 cents, 5.5. DraftKings down 65 cents. Royal Caribbean down $5, 128. Norwegian down 17.95. Carnival down to 14.56. They're also in the red. Welcome, everybody. It's nice to see you. We're down 216 on the Dow. Another little sell-off here. Testing the lows. Are there any lower lows? Are there more possible stop-loss orders to take advantage of? Momentum traders are always looking for bargains. Down 237, looking for the low of the morning. Will we find it now, or do we find it in 10 minutes? Do we find it in an hour? I'll let you know when I see it. 243 now. We're dropping again on the Dow. 894 now on Nvidia. The low of the day has been, here we go, $888 a share. We're at $894.20, pulling back a little, but this Nvidia pattern after the initial drop has been up two, down one, up two, down one. We're 894 right now. We're not at the new low of the day, so something to watch there. Okay. What else? Thank you all for being here. 753 on SOFI. Let's see what's going on. Yep, 754. Here we are. It's a nothing burger day on SOFI. There's nothing wrong at the SOFI camp at all. Thank you for joining in. 247 is the loss on the Dow. 31.7 on S&P. 110 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ is reluctant to go lower, as evidenced by Apple being up and Nvidia not hitting a new low. 894. It's not hitting a new low. GameStop 10.99 down 30. Rocket Lab down a penny and a half at 384.5. So there you go. AI only down 57 cents. It's not leading the market lower. It's just kind of going with the market. But we might see a turnaround here at any time. We are not seeing hundreds of points of losses coming into this market. Not at all. It does not appear that way in the slightest. The VIX is up 177, 1668. Well, we'll keep an eye on that in the next hour. It could well back off a bit too. We shall see. Thank you, all of you who are here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Welcome to Friday, everybody. It's nice to have you around. We're going to look at the thumbs up meter right now. The latest number for thumbs ups is 155. We're only 45 away from 200 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for coming together for us on this. I appreciate you. And as I say, we're just trying to see what this market wants to do in the first hour. Could well be running out of fuel at any old time, the way it's going. The headline today of this show is, will SOFI go to $15 a share on surprise earnings? Or will it go to $5 a share on surprise earnings? Even though they're going to, in theory, we think, many of us believe it's possible SOFI will earn more money than people thought, will blow the street away, will increase their projections for even higher earnings the rest of the year. And yet, despite all of that, what if the shares go to $5 a share, or will they go to 15? There's the question. When will SOFI shares trade ahead of the corporation? Because in my opinion, the shares are behind the corporation. Corporately, SOFI is doing really well. The stock, not so well. $7.53 a share. It's mucking about. It's in the mid zone. It's either going to go to 5 or 15. Where's it going to go? There's the question. With 40 million shares shorted, having been bought back in the last 2 weeks, I get the impression we're going to go higher, because I think the shorters got out while the getting was good, and don't want to be short right down here because they don't think it's going to 5. They might think it's going to 15. Well, let's see what's going on. Savage is saying Monday, SoFi will pop maybe into Tuesday and Wednesday, and then down to 749 again. Nothing for sale. Someone's selling. If a buy wave comes in, we move conversely. If a sell wave comes in, we go down. I can't answer that, Uncle Bruce. SoFi will not see 15 this year. I can answer that, he says. Savage, now $5. Yes, we could on bad earnings. Well, there you go. Will there be bad earnings? I don't think so. I think the table has been set for much better earnings because they don't bring in income from one division. They're not just a charter bank. They're a fintech company with back office systems for other fintech companies. And they've launched their own mortgage division. They have launched the buy now, pay later division. They are offering their service to all kinds of others, including Robinhoods of the world. I think their business is expanding dramatically, and their income sources are growing as well. And so, could the company have over $3 billion, $3.5 billion of gross income this year, less expenses, and net 50, 60 cents a share for 2024? Yeah, I think they could net 50 to 60 cents a share, which is $500 million in profits. That's what that means. It's not $5 billion in profits, it's $500 million. That kind of number to me puts it at a $20 strike, $20 trade price. That's what it says to me. That's my opinion. You've got yours, I've got mine. We'll find out. 754 is where we're at on the stock. I think it's cheap. I really do. Savage, short interest is only 17%. We didn't see anything when short interest was 24%. We won't see anything at 17%, is again his opinion. Again, remember, the shorting of the stock, I think, was elevated to secure the $845 million deal because they needed the stock down to 727 to announce the financing of that convertible debt deal. 727 is the base price to justify the 945 exchange rate based on 1129 trading levels with a 1454 cap. And that's why I believe it's going to $15, because everyone in on that deal needs the stock at 1454 or higher for SoFi to be able to switcheroo out the debt for stock that has been picked up on the open market under $8 a share in the last 2 weeks, and between 8 and say 11.29 the next few months, with an average less than 9.45 for the broker. This is where I think everybody wins. The broker wins on the trade, the public company wins on the trade, the shareholders win on the trade, and the institutions that put up the $845 million will win on the trade. Everybody comes out smiling. The stock goes to $15 a share, and we're on our way to 20 to 25, which means Noto's stock options now come into view. And that's what he's after. Everyone becomes a winner with a higher price stock. So, just say it. It's just my opinion. Savage has his opinion. I got mine. It's nothing personal. We're just talking business here. That's all it is. Anyway, there it is. Funny stuff. Never dull moment. We're still down 234 on the Dow average at the moment. That's where we're at right at this point in time. And we did hit a new low about 15 minutes ago, 38,189, but we're at 38,224. So we're about 35 points above. And the question is now at down 253, will we hit a lower low or do we bounce from about here, just above the low, to now higher successive highs? Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, until we get into the green. Is that the plan? Is that the deal? I don't know. We're down 253. We'll find out where else are we going to go. Giddy up, everybody. Adobe down 1080. Nvidia at 894, down 1150. Nvidia is not going lower. There's no new low on Nvidia. It didn't hit below 888. It's now 896. It's going for 897. So it's actually recovering, not hitting newer lows. And maybe that is why the Dow is only down 220 now. We just jumped 30 points. So maybe this is it. Savage Wall Street. We can wish many things on the Bruce, but we don't know how it works. SoFi belongs where it is. I want to be at 50, and I just don't see it now. And yes, I love how you're okay with someone having a different opinion. Are brokerage firms allowed to pay to have SoFi shorted? Are brokerage firms allowed to pay to have SoFi shorted? I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know quite what you mean by that question. Can you help me with that? Savage, I'm okay being peed in the face by a $20 stock that went up $13, laughing out loud. I don't mind. Let it go, baby. Let it go. 752 on SoFi, 895 on Nvidia now, down 220 on the Dow. So where are we at? If we hit the bottom, are we bouncing along the bottom and about to take a shot higher? We'll find out very shortly on that. JP Morgan is the biggest factor in a triple-digit Dow decline. So JP Morgan stock is the one to blame right now for the Dow drop. And JP Morgan stock right now is at 186.21, down 922. The low of the day, 185.12. We bounced off the bottom on JP Morgan already. The question is, do we get back to 190, 192 and be down maybe $5 instead of 10? Stick around, we'll find out. 11.49 is the PE multiple on JP Morgan. Hardly overpriced. That is not the issue at all. Facebook down 736, Target down 231, Boeing down 129, Goldman Sachs down to 391, down 643. Okay. And Bobby, with Nvidia, should we start looking at the high 700s with put spreads? Well, Nvidia at 893, I'm telling you, 150 behind the market is where you want to be. So 750, 740, 760, there's the range, not 800. A little further back. I asked even after the panic at 835 I had. There you go. Yeah, further back, the better, Bobby. The better. Yeah. Welcome to the party, pals. JP Morgan 186.22, Goldman 390.82, down 666. JP Morgan down 921. We've had a dollar recovery on JP Morgan, but only $1. And on Goldman at 390.82, we're up from 389.70. So little tiny bounce back so far. Waiting to see if there's a foothold being put together here for a higher move. We'll find out as the next few minutes roll by. We're down 238 on the Dow, 36 points lower on S&P, 136 lower on NASDAQ. 2/3 of a point, 3/4 of a point, 0.83 for those three indexes respectively. Oil is up 220 a barrel at 87.22. Wonder if there'll be a pullback coming there, a little overpriced here. We'll find out. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you all for your comments. Have you noticed that the interpreter for that baseball player, Otani, whatever his name is, did you notice that his interpreter had a few gambling debts and had to dip into Otani's checking account to cover some of his gambling problems. And it was only $16 million. The odd bet went wrong, and the translator was 16 million into the bookies, and he stole from his client. Wow, 16 million! Holy crap! The age-old game of gambling. Look what a gambler can do. Unbelievable. What can I say? BP, Uncle Bruce, I am with Savage. I can't see shorters letting SOFI get above 10 before the end of the year. Shorters control this market now. That's where BP is at. Parker Ivy, I made it before the end of the show. I'm here. Welcome, my friend. Savage, I need to become an interpreter. I'd sell cash secured puts on 16 million. I mean, come on, we can make money on that. We can sure do better than what that guy's doing. I think anybody could do better than what that guy's doing. 186.26 on JP Morgan, still down 9.17. Goldman still down 6.73 a share. Still negative on this market. Dow down 247. S&P down 36. NASDAQ down 140. Okay. That's where we're at right now. 892 on your Nvidia. 892.45, a little lower from 845. The question is, are we going to 888 or lower on Nvidia? Is this market going to take a 200-point dump from here, or is it going to go up 200 points over the next little while? That's the question. Is there more of a sell-off coming into this market, or are we coming into bargain hunting Huntingville, and we're going to see pops on the upside? What's the question? 186 on JP Morgan, 390 on Goldman. Okay, they're under pressure. Beach Boy, I'm with Savage as well. Just that he seems to have direct line to the market makers' gods, which I don't. Well, if enough people agree with Savage, you know what's going to happen. The market's going to go up. If everyone is on the same page, the opposite is surely to happen. JP, remember George Costanza. We're down 280 on the Dow, lower lows. Which will affect us here. 891 on Nvidia, 185 now on JP Morgan, Goldman down to 390. We're backing off. Is this the last gasp of this sell-off? Is this it? Is it pronounced even more? Where is the bottom today? And it is, after all, 38 minutes into the show, but it isn't the first hour. We haven't completed the first hour. We'll see what's going on. Lorraine, gambling is an addiction. I have visited a casino 3 times in 15 years. I can tell you it's a lot of fun. Yes, it is. It sure is. Kids, we're going to find out. We're down 286 on the Dow, 0.75 of a percentage point. We're down 42 points on S&P, down 0.82. NASDAQ 160 drop 0.98. These seem to be the lows of the session at the moment. We're down 950 on JP Morgan, 760 on Goldman right now, and we're down $15 on Nvidia, 891, but we're not at the new low of the day on Nvidia. The JP Morgan shares, 185.12 has been the low. We're near, but not at that level. Goldman, the low, 389 even. That's where we are right now. Goldman is at the low of the day right this minute. The Dow is down 304, which is probably pushing the low of the day around here. 38,155 right there. We're at the lows of 38,148 right now, down 310 at the moment. Is this a serious leg down or just touching a little lower level for a bounce back? We'll find out. What else is going on? Savage, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Hot Wing, you must have a broken mirror. Beach Boy, Savage, worry not one. He got caught. Whatever it is, it is. We're down 284 now on the Dow, down to 891 on Nvidia, down $15. SoFi 750 down just 14 cents. GameStop down 23. It's at 1106. It's actually climbing. Rocket Lab down 5.5 cents. AI down 65 cents a share. Uber down 94. Apple still up 171. Tesla only down $1.30. This is not leading the market lower. 173.30 on Tesla. This stock's had a good week this week. Funny how this works. Anyway, there you go. There you go. BP. I just think this market's so corrupt now, with no control by anyone. The market makers seem to be able to do what they want at this deal. H. Gregory, I am number 176. Thank you, everybody, for the 176 thumbs up today. Appreciate you all for that. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Not going anywhere. We'll watch this game. Down 291 on the Dow, down 287 on the Dow. Consumer sentiment falls in April on worries about sticky inflation. There you go. Stinky inflation. I like that better. There you go. Welcome all, and we'll see what gives. Looks like Nvidia just popped up to 292. It's trying to get back to 892. Trying to get that back to 893. Nvidia looking a little better. SoFi still 750. 1106 on GameStop. AI 2303 down 64 cents. We seem to be improving a little here and a little there. Okay, all. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the party, pals. Great to have you with us and among us. See how this all plays out going forward. All right. Congratulations, class takers. Those of you ordering these classes, getting 5 for the price of 4 before the weekend. You now have the whole weekend to do a little marathon catch-up routine here and watch a little binge watch on these videos, and join us Monday morning full of vim and vinegar, and away we go. Looking forward to working with you going forward. Many of you are becoming more option aware all the time. We have 176 thumbs ups, only 24 to go, and this is on a day when we're down almost 300 points. Thank you all for coming through for us with the thumbs ups. It's much appreciated on a down dip day. Fantastic. Thank you all for joining us this morning. All right, from around the world, you're all here. I love you guys. We're going to do a little I think it's time for a little bit of a recognition of the powers that be here. Some of you think that the market makers are the all-powerful people in this market. I don't think you quite got that right. I think the all-powerful forces that drive this market are these guys that we're honoring right here. Yes, I think this is where you want to go. Parker Ivy knows exactly what I'm talking about. So does Hector. The Knights of Neat, those are the ones who are really in charge of this world. Honeybee knows, Dude knows, D.H. Ruda all know the power of the Knights of Neat. Richard Carlin, Cindy B. Hey all, I'm number 176. Melvin, neat. Here come the knee emojis. People are opening their windows, yelling out at the top of their lungs. Neat. The big M knows, honor the Knights of Neat, and the markets will take care of themselves. Do not ignore the Knights of Neat. You're just ignoring them at your peril. Honeybee knows, I'm not ignoring these guys. Not a chance of ignoring these guys. Unbelievable power. Cindy R., good morning from Hector. Welcome all to the show. Welcome all to the channel. Welcome all to the Neat emoji attack that is happening right now to tell the Knights of Neat we know how powerful they really are. Splayer, my Tilray, 1.5 strike September calls are up 25%. Splayer, neat. Option nomads, neat. There we go. Here they come. One after the other. The knee emojis are crossing the tape right now, right here on this channel. Thank you all for helping me honor the very powerful Knights of Neat. Yes, do not ignore them, all powerful beings that they are. And those of you who are new here, you better become a member right away and pop those knee emojis. Otherwise, you're just asking for trouble. It's a safety tip. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you. I mean, a lot of people here will tell you the power of the Knights of Neat. They'll tell you first-hand stories. Larry Titus knows. Corinne knows. Stephen Butler knows. They don't even question it. They just do it. You don't ask. You pop the knee emojis without click. You become a member of this channel. Pop the knee emojis. Boom. That's it. And all is well in the garden. Thank you all very much. Nice to have you here. 750 on SoFi. It's not going lower. GameStop 1103. It's not going lower. 380 on Rocket Lab. It's not going lower. 22.99 on AI. It doesn't want to go lower. 892.45 on Nvidia. It doesn't want to go lower. It's 893 now. 893 on Nvidia. $5 higher than the low of the day. It doesn't want to go lower. The big E knows. Neat. There you have it. Okay. Well, down 286 on the Dow, down 41 on S&P, and down 156 on NASDAQ at last report. Cheers, everybody. Giddy up all. Ah, 892.62 on Nvidia, 893.22. Here we go up again. Look at that. All right. Nobody. I guess brokers are allowed to go lower, even go negative on the cost of borrow shorted stocks, hence paying for a stock to be shorted. Supposedly they can do this on a singular stock. BW, look at that. Market makers got the 412, $36,000, $8 covered, and now 17,000 hands are now out of the money every Friday with short-term positions. There you go. A BP is going gas. SOFI options. Beach Point. That bunny was scary. No other choice but neat. That's right. That wicked rabbit in that movie. If you ever saw The Knights of Ni and those wicked rabbits, oh, they're vicious. Be careful. We're down 312 on the Dow. 318 right now on another pullback. Not heavy, but it's just persistent. Little pullback. Hector says, Lorraine, casinos are locations seldom visited by me. I go for the food. Brian, number 183 on the thumbs up. Good morning. Beautiful day here in Calgary. Going to be 15 degrees Celsius, 18 and 19 all weekend. 15 Celsius is like 60 degrees, 60 Fahrenheit, and 18 to 19 is pushing 68 to 70 Fahrenheit in the Great White North. Very nice. David, neat. There you go, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you, buddy. Nice to have you here. 312 is the dip on the Dow right now. Nvidia 892 is where it's at. SoFi 749, GameStop 1106, Rocket Lab 379.5, and AI at $23 right at the moment. Everyone, thank you all. This consumer sentiment falls in April. That could be good for the market, actually. Worrying news like this can be good for interest rate futures. So, bad news is good news sometimes. Hot Wing Mike, Uncle Bruce, what reason would they stop producing options on stock like Spire? These only go out to December 24th. Because Spire did an 8-for-1 rollback, the number of shares traded have been shrunk by 800% fewer shares. And if you don't have enough volume on your stock, then the stock doesn't qualify for options positions against it. That's the reasoning, I think, in Chicago. And if brokerage firms are not interested in trading thinly traded stock on options, you're going to have $2 spreads on bid and asks, which is impractical. Now, Spire has made moves lately to combat this by bringing in $10 million cash from Signal Ocean. Then Signal Ocean sold 833,000 of their shares into the market at that 12 window to increase liquidity. Maybe Spire is convincing Chicago that, okay, you're improving the number of shares trading here. That will improve volumes. That will improve option capability and eligibility. The problem is right now, there's only 36,000 Spire traded today. This isn't working yet. It's better than it was. We were maybe 2 months ago. Right now, we'd be at 5,000 shares. We're at 36,000. We really need a couple of million a day to go through to qualify the company's shares for option trading. And that could be it. It might be that this ruling is in place that they're going to be discontinued in option trading after the last expiry, and the company will have to reapply to get their shares traded on the options market. And then there could be other financings for all we know. I don't know. So that's all I can say. Judge, Uncle Bruce, I have an Adobe put credit spread, 430, 460. The stock's 473 with an expiry of May 17. Adobe drops every day. When do I consider rolling the spread? The key here is to see the shrinkage of your put positions with respect to the premium that they're trading at. Right now, they're out of the money, and they're still trading on time premium only. If you look forward into June contracts, you'll probably notice that a rollover isn't all that practical unless you do a 430, 460 rollover. I mean, you literally just shift the contracts you have further out, but there's no need for that at the moment. You can do that right up until the 16th, really. So right now you want to wait. As long as the shares are out of the money, which they are for now. They're oversold. The company just raised $2 billion fresh cash. The stock is caught up in this interest rate thingy. We're down 275 on the Dow. If you notice later today, the Dow is down 120 points instead of 270. And you notice your Adobe back to 778, 782. You got nothing to worry about. So right now, fold your arms, nothing. Give them nothing, do nothing. Beach Boy Hector, now we know who's to blame for Trump casinos bankrupting in the 90s. Parker, I don't think I'm going to roll out my Rocket Lab cash secured puts that expire today at 4. Take another 100 shares, average down, and write some more covered calls. There you go. Cindy B, yeah, I would really like some more options choices for Spire. I need to roll. I bet when we get closer, they might add. For a while, we didn't have a December, and maybe they might. BP, BW, as we say, looks like manipulation of markets by the shorters and the market makers. Lorraine Hector, we don't have casinos in Georgia. We usually have to drive through the mountains in Georgia and cross a short bridge into North Carolina to find a casino. Interesting, isn't it? We're down 287 on the Dow, a little better. Not a lot better, but a little better. Adobe down 1028. Nvidia down 1196 to 894. Nvidia is climbing back up again from an 888 low earlier today. We now have been slowly building back up. 894 on Nvidia. SOFI 754 down a dime, just popped up 4 cents. GameStop 1108 down 21. It just popped up a little bit. Rocket Lab still 270, 379 and a half. AI 2311 down just 56 cents on AI. That's improving. Uber down 49 cents. That's improving. 219 gain on Apple. That's improving. Tesla down 188 at 172.72. That's actually popped up a little bit off of its lows. The lows today, 170, 171. We're at 172.72. Sound interesting? A dollar gain from the lows on Tesla. Enphase down 216. AMD down 588, climbing. Netflix holding a 14-cent gain, but giving up all the gains. We got to 633. That was $5 ago. Where am I here? Matterport down 6.5. Smart Rent down 6.5. ATIP down 3. Unity down 45. It's climbing. Google is up 1 penny, climbing. Moderna down 19 cents, improving a lot from this morning. Cisco down 51, climbing. Microsoft down 475. The low of the day, 422.50. We're at 423.18. A little better, nothing much yet. Not much yet. Over on Pfizer, we're down 20 cents. The Donald Trump stock down $2. IBM down 155. HPQ down 31. We've got Amazon down 140. Home Depot down 390. Vanik down 430. Goldman is improving a bit again, down 650 at 390. Boeing down 120. Meta down 699, a little better. Target down 276, a little improvement. JP Morgan 186.22, the low of 185.12. That was about a half an hour ago, and we have not revisited the low of the day on JP Morgan. The Dow still off 281 though, close to the low of the day, but not at the low of the day. We might be in a bit of a turnaround here, just slightly. Costco down 56 cents. Walmart up 26. Disney still down 255. American Airlines down 47. AMC down 3 cents. DraftKings down 65. Royal Caribbean down 554. Okay, guys. Down 285 on the Dow. Nvidia 895. Another improvement on Nvidia at this moment in time. Okay. Esplayer, I remember a good casino in Prague The Czech Republic. Can't wait for another weekend trip there before going down to the castles and villages that are available in the kingdom. Savage of Wall Street. I love the Reno and Vegas casinos, especially taking gamblers' money and gambling with it and winning. Then getting comped by room and meals, free drinks, kind of awesome, you know. RB feels a bit like SoFi, slowly moving up with high lows, now around 750. Yep, 752 on SoFi, a little better. 1112 on a GameStop, a little better. A little better, yeah. DB, hello, Uncle Bruce. I appreciate your wisdom during my Nvidia put credit spread during this month. I am no way an expert, but my option writing journey is working in my favor so far. Thanks again. You are welcome and congratulations. Well done. Folding your arms and making your rollovers and staying well behind the stock is the secret to success right here on Nvidia. And well done, DB. Take your pound of flesh that is owed to you. It's lovely. It's exciting to see viewers winning, even new viewers. Savage of Wall Street, SoFi is going nowhere. Laugh a lot. It's been 750 for 3 years. DB, for my English errors at work, typing so fast, laughing out loud. Trying making sure the boss doesn't catch you typing. I know what you're doing. Brian, Uncle Bruce, I'm folding my arms. It's boring. I guess it's a good thing I have a day job right now. Eventually, I will have so many positions that I will never be bored again. That's true. When you have a bunch of positions out there and you got 120 grand on the go, you won't be bored. You will not be bored. You'll be just fine. But you need training. You need to learn. That's what's happening now. You're paying your dues and you're learning how this is done. A way to go. We're down 305 on the Dow again. Another dip. Adobe 472.93 down 1135. Nvidia 893.25 down 1291. SoFi 752. GameStop 1111. Rocket Lab 379. AI 2310. That's what we got. Brian, I foresee SoFi being between 6 and 10 until 2025. Brian, although my crystal ball is cracked, it might not be working properly here. As Savage, the secret to success on SoFi is selling $9 covered calls right after earnings and then waiting until the next earnings and hope and dreams can make you a few pennies. Well, we'll see, my friend. Hector Beachway, I have gambled more than enough with using a single casino. I was a farmer. Every spring season was a roll of the dice. Oh, man, farmers are the big gamblers out there. Always have been, for sure. Generations. 751 on SoFi. 1110 on GameStop. Nvidia 892.81, and we're down 1335. Adobe down 1123. Welcome to the program. Thank you for joining me here today. It was sure great to see you guys. I look forward to following the markets as the day wears on today. And again, if any of you out there would like a one-on-one session, let me know. Send me a private email. We'll see if we can get together. We have 187 thumbs ups in the house. We need 13 more to break 200. If any of you can find that thumbs up button before we say goodbye, please help us out. That would be tremendous. Those of you on the rerun, I know you're coming through for us. You always do. You always add to the thumbs up meter. We thank you, Jen and I, very, very much. 187 thumbs ups. We're in there. 188 now coming through. Thank you all. Let's see here. Watching a lot of stuff at the same time, folks. What a day today. Tons going on at the moment. Thank you all for being part of this YouTubers program. 892.19 on Nvidia right now. Okay. Well, in that case, I have to agree with Bruce. Just through imagination, holding almost 10 grand can be already sometimes exciting. 120 grand, that's another area. Savage of Wall Street, SoFi will close at 749. Splair, Savage, wasn't the last time only possible one day before earnings? Brian, GameStop doesn't want to stay down. 1111. Splair, or am I mixing it up already with GameStop? At least it went down on earnings from 15 to 12. We'll see how this all plays out. GameStop 1111. SoFi 752. Okay. Thank you all. Right now we're watching pennies. I think we're about to see dollars, but that's just me. What can I say? Looks like this Donald Trump stock broke $30, says Hot Wing Mike. He's laughing. Yikes. Boy, avoid that stock like the plague. 320 dip on the Dow. 320. It's a slow little dip. It's not a fast, sudden dip. It's a grinder. We are grinding lower. I don't know how much longer that can last. We could have a pop of 50 to 100 points at any time. The other direction. 892.20 on Nvidia, down 13.92. SoFi 752. GameStop 11.11. Rocket Lab 379.5 and AI 2308. Okay, all. Thank you all very much. All right, I'm going to pack this in. I got to get a bite of breakfast. I've got to get a nap in here. I gotta build my endurance for the rest of this day. Keep an eye on the markets for you. You keep me posted how you're doing out there, everybody. Thank you again for all of your kind words this week. Your fabulous support. 196 thumbs ups. Thank you very much. We're going to hit 200 here any moment now. Thank you guys very, very much for everything. JR Splair, caught another one of your videos with you and your Occadendagus cute little guys. A Savage, yes, we will see dollars in a few weeks. SoFi will go from 7 to 9, maybe 10 or so. I'll sell some 9 cover calls for October. Brian, Uncle Bruce, why is BRK.A never do? Why don't they do a stock split? That's Berkshire Hathaway. You have to ask them. The big M says bagel time. Brian, it is work. 600,000 a share. It is work. 600,000 a share. Yeah, it's worth. Yeah, that's right. 600,000 shares on Berkshire Hathaway. Savage Wall Street. Have a good morning, my friends. JR, what kind of pie would you like me to bring besides lemon and apple? I mean, what kind of pie should I bring to Outback Steakhouse? Well, we're at a restaurant. Do you really want to bring pie to the restaurant? Although I understand everyone will be there to enjoy it. Don't forget the whipping cream, though. The can of whipping cream. Well, I love that, too, you know. Anyway, lemon and apple look pretty good. No doubt about that. What else? Honeybee, thank you, Uncle Bruce, for your teachings, wisdom, and dedication. My financial future shines brighter because of the options trading knowledge I have learned here. Good to hear that. Thank you for these kind words. We're up again on SoFi, 754 down a dime. We're back to 892 on Nvidia. We're down only 301 on the Dow. We might be recovering a little. I don't know. Splair, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you, buddy. Brian, it is time to rewind. Have a great meet and greet, everybody, tomorrow. Make sure you keep the pile dancing to a minimum. Don't forget, tomorrow at noon in Ontario, California, at the Outback Steakhouse. Get your butt over there if you can. Lorraine Beach Boy, you're right about Trump casinos. I was one of them with my mother, of course. Free rooms, free food in New Jersey. It was wild in those days. Lots of casinos. Hector, have a great weekend, everybody. Splair will follow you this time, hopefully, on September's Savage. Rock and roll, everybody. Thank you all for being through here. 893 on Nvidia. Just went up $1. 755 on SoFi. Just went up again. 1108 on GameStop. 379 on Rocket Lab. There you go. 2316. We're rising on AI too. Look at that. Oh, dude says, I wish I could be there. One, thumbs ups for Uncle Bruce. Thank you all very much. I think we're going to hit, we've hit 200. Is that right? Have we broken the 200 barrier on the thumbs up meter? Yikes. No, 199. 199 on the thumbs up meter. One more, and we are there. One thumbs, one. Thank you for the neat emojis, everybody. 893 on the Nvidia, 472.60 on Adobe, 754 on SoFi. Volume on SoFi today, 6.1 million and nothing burger. GameStop at 1109, 549,000, a nothing burger. There is no selling here. These are not the leaders of the down dip at all. These stocks, they're not leading the market lower. Interesting. Enjoy the session tomorrow, says Big T. Thank you all. JR, neat. Splair says, I see 202. You have 202 thumbs up. Big T, SoFi still didn't break 50. So I won't be there. There you go. So, you don't break $50 share, I'm not coming. Okay. There you have it, kids. All right, thanks all. Have a great rest of your day. This is Bruce from Palm Desert, California, telling you to have a great weekend. Jen and I will see some of you tomorrow, and keep your eye on the channel for videos. You never know what we're up to next. Thank you all. Otherwise, we'll see you first thing Monday morning, and let's help you make some more dinero. Okay, everybody? Thank you, everybody. Take care, and bye for now.